What is a GPA and how do I get one? Well, a GPA is a grade point average, and it's the average of all your grades from all the classes you've taken. A number is assigned to each grade you earn, and the number depends on the system your school uses. Some schools, like high schools, use 5.0 for an A. Some schools, like colleges and universities, and some high schools use 4.0 for an A. There's weighted and unweighted. Unweighted goes to the 4.0 system, and it doesn't take into account how difficult the class was. Weighted can go up to 5.0, and it does take into account how difficult your classes are. In a weighted 5.0 system, which is mostly used by high schools, like I said before, if you get an A in an honors class, you'll get a higher GPA than someone who got an A in a regular class. If they take regular geometry and get an A, and you take honors geometry and get an A, they'll get a 4.0, you'll get a 5.0. So, it's for honors and AP classes, okay? So, the weighted takes into account that you're taking honors or AP classes, okay? If you get a B in an honors class, it's the same as an A in a regular class. It's like an extra step up, isn't it? All right, so here's what I wanted to show you. In an unweighted 4.0 system, which is most widely used by high schools and colleges and universities, all right, it's pretty easy to figure this out. The school takes an average of your grades for your GPA. This is the point system they use. An A plus is 4.0, so is an A. When you drop to an A minus, it drops to a 3.7. A B plus is a 3.3. A B is a 3.0. You see what's happening? B minus is 2.7. C plus is 2.3. C minus. Usually in universities, if you get a D, you don't pass. You have to have a C or better in order to pass the course, or you have to take the course all over again. That's the way they work. And sometimes if your GPA is too low, they put you on probation. And if you don't raise it, they ask you to leave because they don't think you really want to be there. Okay, so let's say you got an A plus in math. That's 4 points. And in biology, you got a B. That's 3 points. And in English, you got a B plus. That's 3.3. What they do is they add these up. That's 10.3. And then they divide it by how many they added. 3. So they divide the 10.3 by the 3 classes you took, and now your GPA is 3.43. See? You just add the grades you've received and divide the total by the number of classes you took. All right? So this is the important part. It's much, 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 much harder to raise your GPA than it is to lower it. You could take one class and do lousy and drop your GPA. If you feel you're not going to do well in the first week or 2 weeks of the class, drop the class or switch to a different one to protect your GPA, especially if you've got 3.0 or above. If you know a particular subject is tough for you, take it as late as possible into your student career as you can. Like, let's say you're bad at math. You're great at English and science and everything else, but you're bad at math and you need 2 math classes for your degree. Maybe your degree is in art or English or something that you really, really didn't need to take a lot of math. You needed 2 courses to fulfill the degree requirements. It would be better to take the math in your senior year because let's say you've got a 3.7 GPA because you've gotten all A's and B pluses all through college or high school. Then you take these 2 math classes you need and you get C's in both math classes. Your GPA is going to drop to a 3.57. That's not that much, see? But if you start with the 2 C's, with a 2.0 and a 2.0, it's going to be a lot harder to raise it up to a 3.70. So here's an example. This would be the first semester and second semester of your freshman year, first and second semester of your sophomore year, junior, first and second semester, and senior. So let's say you're this perfect student that got straight A's freshman year, straight A's sophomore year, straight A's junior year. Then you took 1 math class this semester and your second math class this semester. If you got a C, your 4.0 would drop to a 3.93, or if you got a C the second semester for the second math class, it would go to a 3.94 because you took a couple of the classes that you got A's in. That out of the 4 courses that you took in this semester, only 1 was the C, and out of the 4 courses you took in this semester, only 1 was a C. You'd graduate with a 3.94. But if you start off with 2 C's in a subject you're not good in, like math or science or whatever it is that you're not good in, maybe it could even be English, and you get a C in this semester and a C in this semester, you could get straight A's, straight A pluses for the whole rest of your college year, and you're going to graduate with a 3.88 because you started with a 2.0. Isn't that crazy how that works? So it's harder to raise it than it is to lower it. So do yourself a favor. If you're worried about your GPA, take those tougher classes as late into your student career as you can so that it doesn't affect your GPA as much. And it's funny how that works. You think, oh, well, I'm adding the classes. I'm getting an average. Why would the average change? Well, it's because you're starting low. That's how math works. Sorry, but that's the way it is. So that's what a GPA is. That's how you get one. Try to keep it high. In high school, if you have a good GPA, you'll get into a good college. You know, if you want to do research and you need a degree for what you want to be when you graduate. So do all those tough subjects last, okay? I hope this helped. Bye.